Well, unless you are a dancer, a coal miner, or a connoisseur of slots in Las Vegas, tighter is usually better. Welcome back to OG's Danger Show.
0 North Mont, Department 4, open 911 line. Any on vacation, 279, ready for fifth.
That is a pretty impressive group. Welcome back, Original Gangsters. Officer Greg out here with you today to show you something kind of cool that I just got in the mail. I was poking around on a YouTube video and I saw a really cool Beretta 1301, similar to this decked out Beretta 1301 that you guys have seen in other videos. The Beretta 1301 in the video had a really cool little muzzle brake on the end of it. Everybody knows that it's the most important thing about setting up your firearm is to make sure that it looks badass. Doesn't matter how it functions. I did a little research and found out that the muzzle brake in the video is actually a choke. It screws right into the barrel of most common shotguns out there, and that it worked not only as a brake but also as a choke. Rather inexpensive, and made by Kicks Industries right in Sylvania, Georgia, right here in the good old US of A. So mostly because it looked cool, and that is the most important thing when we're outfitting any firearm, I decided to order one up. I contacted the owner of the company. He sent me actually the full choke and what they call their X-full choke. So Kicks Industries actually says that these chokes not only help manage recoil. The Beretta 1301 doesn't have a lot of recoil as it is. The blink action in there helps absorb some of that recoil. But the choke brake out here on the end, the Kicks Industries BuckKicker, what they call it, specifically designed for buckshot, is evidently going to help me control some of that recoil. So we're going to see if that works primarily. But the main thing I wanted to pattern out here for you today was to see whether or not these things are actually effective in tightening your group of buckshot out at distance. I'm here on a 15-yard range, but shortly we're going to try them. Kicks Industries says that the BuckKicker will actually tighten your group down to 20 to 22 inches at 40 yards. 40 yards is the effective distance on this thing, so we're essentially doubling, we're more than doubling the effective range of double-aught buck. So we're going to give it a try today out here at the range. See if we like it. We're going to try the full and then the X-full and see how they pattern differently. Both of these are made for the Beretta, but obviously they come from the Remington, they come from the Mossberg, all common shotguns. I'll put a link down here in the description below my video, but if you're into like waterfowl shooting or competition shooting, they make chokes / brakes for all the different disciplines of shotgunning, all the way from trap and skeet competition to waterfowl designed just for steel and lead bird shot. I think they recommend you don't shoot slugs through these things, which is a bummer because this shotgun from time to time, as you can tell right there, is called upon to fire some slugs. So we'll have to see how that works. But we're going to try out for you the full and then the X-full and see what we can get. Let's put some targets out here at 15 yards. I'm going to put 2 pieces of clean cardboard up. We're going to fire first with no choke out of this gun, just the factory choke in the gun, just to see how it patterns. So for this test, we're going to be running a standard Winchester Ranger double-aught buck. This is a 2 3/4 inch, basically just your standard 9 pellet double-aught buck found in just about every Walmart, anywhere you go. I am a big fan of the Federal Flite Control, but I don't want to influence the test at all by using some accurate ammunition with a goofy wad. I want to use a standard old double-aught buck that anybody can find anywhere and see how it does in the old Beretta 1301. One loaded in there. Let's go ahead and load up the tube and we'll get to it. Seven rounds in the tube and 1 in the pipe. Shotgun on safe. There we go. Let's put it out there at 15 yards and see what kind of pattern we do, and then we'll put in this choke and see if we can't tighten that pattern a little bit. Let's get to it. As always, every single time, eye pro and ear pro, every time we shoot. Remember, this is the standard Beretta factory cylinder choke. There is no choking effect to it. It's not going to squeeze down the rounds at all. We're going to see what the gun is designed to do from the factory first. One round on the dude on the left from 15 yards. Shotgun on safe. Let's go take a look. So while this is a nice and deadly round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 9 pellets. Oh, 9 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pellets on target, barely at 15 yards. Now, granted, the distance of your living room hallway is probably not a lot greater than 15 yards in most houses in the US, but let's see if we can't tighten that a little bit with the BuckKicker full. We're now going to put the BuckKicker full over here, and then we'll try the X full and see what that'll do, see if that tightens it down more or less. Let's give it a try. Go ahead and put the full in first. And again, they live up to their promise that these can be put in hand tight. There is no tool needed. In fact, there's no way to even add a tool. And you can see from the slanted brake holes there, nice job brake hole, how this will work as a brake. It's going to control recoil supposedly, so I'm going to comment on that. And then we'll also see if it doesn't pattern a little better downrange. Let's give it a try. Okay, so now we've added the Kick Industries BuckKicker full. And let's see how that patterns downrange. Again, standard old double-aught buck inside. Shotgun off safe. I'm going to go ahead and brace this one just to make sure that I put it on the center of the target. Here we go on our right side, bad guy. Let's see if we got any difference in recoil. It's tough to tell because the Beretta 1301 is such a soft shooting gun anyway. There might have been a little reduction in recoil there. Certainly wasn't bad. It felt like shooting an AR-15. It's just not a difficult gun to shoot. Let's go down range and take a look. Well, this is actually pretty dang impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pellets. Maybe a little bit bigger than my hand, actually, from my thumb to the span of my finger. There's our wad. Actually, that's the wad from the last one. This is the wad from the second one. So our first group, we got the U.S. Navy flying overhead. Cut! Our first group barely stayed on the cardboard. We've got, what, 15 inches wide there, at least. 15, 16-inch group. And this group, I'd say, from farthest shot to farthest shot, we're looking at about 7 inches, 7, 8 inches. I'll go get a tool and we'll measure this out. But wow, absolutely cut in half that group. Okay, so we've tried the full choke. We're going to take that out by hand, and we're going to replace it with the X full choke by hand. Let's give it a try, not on YouTube camera. While I'm putting this in, let me blur this out and mention to you that if you haven't already given this video a thumbs up, please do so down below. If you're not a subscriber to OG's Danger Show, please hit the subscribe button and tap the bell up on top so that you'll get a notification when I send out any of my videos. If you'd like to help support OG's Danger Show in these times of demonetized videos here on YouTube, you can do so by either buying some merch down below. You can give this video a super thanks, which is a one-time little donation down here, kind of like all those annoying kids at the coffee shop that want you to tip for everything they do. And then, of course, you can join us over on Patreon. I have a Patreon page. The link is in the description down below this video. You can join us over on Patreon for a monthly pledge. $1, $3, $5, $10, whatever you want. Check. If you want a $100 pledge, you go right ahead. OG will not wrestle you for that. Also, I feel like I should mention, if you guys are in the Central California area and you need any kind of a firearm, a pistol, rifle, or a shotgun, just like this Beretta 1301, swing by my boys over there at CGG Firearms in Tulare, California, right off of Highway 99. It's where I got this Beretta 1301. I happen to know they have another one in stock right now. Omar and Eddie will not only take care of you on the firearms, but the deli counter over there at CGG makes one hell of a good tri-tip sandwich. So CGG Firearms in Tulare, California, I thank them for their support of the show all these years. And I encourage you guys to go over there and do your gun business. Very competitive and the nicest guys you're ever going to find. Okay, I think we are fixed. Let's go ahead and give it the X full and see what that does for our groups. I'm assuming it's probably a tighter group. I don't know if we're going to see anything tighter. I'm pretty impressed with that 8-inch group at 15 yards. Standard old double-aught buck. Let's give it to the bad guy on the left. Show him the good news. See what this X choke will do. And then we're going to actually move back to 40 yards, which is where they say this thing actually has a range within 20 to 22 inches. See if it's true. Wow. Very soft recoil, but that could be my gun. Let's put the gun on safe and go check it out downrange. So as we walk up on this target, oh my God, check that out. Other than the fact that my Burris Fast Fire 3 needs a little bit of adjusting to the right, check that out. All 9 pellets, because we have 2 in that hole right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pellets. Probably about the size of my fist this time. So we've actually brought the size down from last time. The X full makes a tighter group than the BuckKicker X. So if you're using standard old double-aught buck, if that's all you can get your hands on, these brake/chokes from Kicks Industries, the BuckKicker, will actually make your standard double-aught buck perform like Federal Flite Control. So the Federal Flite Control I have here on the table is pretty much my home defense load. It rode out here with me in the shotgun. So that's what I carry at home in the gun. But for those of you who are having trouble finding it, these little BuckKicker, this full and the X full, are pretty much making this gun perform like a standard gun with those. So I know everybody's going to say, now try the Flite Control in the BuckKicker and see if it makes it extra tight. I don't think it will because of a wad problem in there, but let's go ahead and remove this and fire some double-aught buck into the left-hand guy next to our X full choke pattern and see if it's not tighter than the Federal Flite Control. Okay, so we have the standard old Beretta 1301, no choke whatsoever. Let's put it in the left side of the target over there and see how the Federal Flite Control prints against this stuff. Whew! I'll tell you, Federal Flite Control has got a little bit of a kick to it. And we're back to standard double-aught buck. Let's go down range and take a look. All right, Kicks Industries, holy crap, you have got a product here, because that Flite Control has always been known for being very, very accurate. But let me show you what we've got. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7. At least 7 of the pellets are in here. They might not have even made it all to the target. But, I mean, look at the group. I might be able to stretch my fingers out and cover them. I'm not even sure. I think we lost some of them over here. The group is considerably bigger than this X full choke. So it's now made my shotgun as good with any double-aught buck as it did with, in fact, it's better. It's better. It's full-on better, proven right there, than it was with Federal Flite Control. So I'm pretty impressed with that, and I might actually leave that choke in there. But good Lord, that is a pretty impressive difference there. Just for S's and G's, because I know you're going to ask, I'm now going to put the choke back inside and run a Federal Flite Control round up here, just so you get double the trouble. We might tear the fabric of time or Cats might start sleeping with dogs. I'm not really sure, but we're going to print one up here and see what happens if we double up exponentially the accuracy of that shotgun. All right. Federal Flite Control with the BuckKicker X Full. Let's try and put one over here on the bad guy's, his left shoulder. Not 100% sure what we did down there, but we're going to put the shotgun on safe and go down range, check it out. Okay, so as I thought might happen, the BuckKicker is somehow jacking with the wad of the Federal Flite Control. So I think these were our last time rounds. We have a really wide spread up here. It's not an amazing group. I'm not even sure which one of those rounds. I know some of these down here were the Flite Control by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe. Maybe one of those, two of those. I'm not even really sure. You guys probably tell me in the comment section, but it's just a giant-ass group. So when you try and dick with the BuckKicker and put Federal Flite Control through it, you're demonstrating man's inhumanity to man. So it's very similar to the big-ass group we got with standard double-aught buck. So what's the point? You're not going to find Flite Control really sitting on the store shelves these days anyway. So throw one of these BuckKickers in your gun with some regular double-aught buck, and boy, you are getting some tight freaking groups there. Good shit. We have the X Full BuckKicker brake choke in there. We have the standard Beretta 1301, the off-center burst fast fire, and in here we have your standard Winchester Ranger double-aught buck, 9-pellet double-aught buck. Nothing special. We're going to bring our eyes with us, and I'm going to show you here. We're going to head back to 40 yards. Kicks Industries states that the BuckKicker at 40 yards will print about 20 to 22 inches wide, so we're probably going to be lucky to keep them all on that cardboard target. But man, if we can keep most of our rounds on that cardboard at that distance, look how far away that is. That's going to be amazing. Let's give it a try and see if we can not hit our truck, camera, or other gear. All right, 40 yards away. Let's give it a try. Who knows what will happen? Well, I know one thing that happened is the camera fell off its little mount because I had it stuck on the shotgun. So let's head up range, down range, see what we printed 40 friggin' yards away through the BuckKicker. That's just fun to say. So check this out. 40 yards away. Pretty impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. Or 6 pellets. 6 pellets out of a 9-pellet shotgun shell at 40 yards away. Stayed on there. I'd say that outside, that's about a 10-inch paper plate right there. So 10 inches. We don't know where the other ones went, though, so I can't call that a 10-inch group. The other ones are probably off over here. It looks like the group probably was centered down here. So, yes, we missed our target, but depending on your environment, if you are out hunting wild boar at night and you need to make standard old double-aught buckshot work, 40 yards away is pretty damn good compared to this mess over here. Remember, this guy was 15 yards away, and we got a group about the same size. 15 yards away, 40 yards away. So I think we've done pretty good with that BuckKicker. I like it for 15, 20 yards and in, though. But I have a feeling if the burst fast fire was dialed in, which we're going to do right now, that shotgun would be devastating with that BuckKicker to a home intruder. Double-aught buck. That is my favorite social shotgun load. Oh, Lordy, we still got one round. How about a headshot, boys? Let's go with a headshot on the bad guy on the right. All right, we are empty. Still going to put the shotgun on safe and head down range. Take a look. This guy got a shot to the head. It looks like our burst fast fire is dialed back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pellets roughly to the face. Nice. All right, well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here today. It's getting a little warm out here, and there's a god dang lot of flies out here. I feel like I'm in Haiti or Ethiopia. I hope you guys liked this video. It was eye-opening for me especially. I really didn't think that this was going to do all that much for a home defense shotgun, and it did. Not only does it look badass, but man, what a difference that makes in groups with standard double-aught bucks. So if you can't get your hands on Federal Flite Control, buy one of those and you can run anything else the rest of your days except for Federal Flite Control. Now remember, Kicks Industries doesn't know me. They don't know my YouTube channel. I picked up these two at request. They're not paying me. They don't even know that I'm making a review of their product. But that is a pretty solid product that I think you guys can use. That's the only thing I do here. I'm not a shill for people just to, you know, pay you money or give you some kind of free product. Sometimes I just find some cool shit that I think you guys are gonna like. It's gonna help make you a better middle-aged dad home defender. So that's kind of what we all are. Am I right? I don't have enough tattoos or a long enough beard to be one of those tactical guys. Anyway, if you are interested in something like this from Kicks Industries in Sylvania, Georgia, I'm going to put a link to their website down here below this video, in the description section below this video. Go over there. You can tell them you saw it on OG's Danger Show. Maybe they'll think we're cool and send us something one day. But they're going to send you this. They're going to send you their catalog. Explains all about their little brakes and their comps, and it's going to show you some different range. You know, these charts are all fine and good, but we like to test them out here in the wild and see what they're actually going to do. But remember, if you're a waterfowl shooter, hunter of some sort, coyotes, boar, they've got a special choke just for you. These happen to be for double-aught buck, more for, I guess, deer hunting or the hunting of home intruders. So I appreciate you guys stopping in here with me today. I'm going to pack all my crap up and pick up all these shotgun holes. You guys stay safe out there. Stay armed where you are legally allowed to do so. And until next video, OG out.